Hello, I'm Mark Hugger, and welcome to week 14 of Taking Tricks. Outside today in the desert here in southern Arizona, and we've got a 3 no trump contract to start off. Interesting hand because we don't have very many top tricks. In fact, I see the ace and king of hearts and the ace of clubs. Obviously, we get a spade, but maybe we can set up a diamond trick, but our tricks have to come from the club suit, and it's pretty obvious. Now, we have 9 of them. There are only 4 out. And the question is, how do we go about playing this hand so that we can bring in the clubs? And the answer is pretty simple in a way. Let's watch what happens. When the queen is played, we can cover it with the king. Now, when we play up here towards the ace, we'll lead the jack, right? Missing the king and the 10. If we play the jack and West covers, the key is don't play the ace, right? Remember, we don't need all those clubs. We just want most of them. So we'll play low. Notice that West can't attack the spade. In fact, just gives it to us from that side. And he continues on. But notice now, if the king was by itself in a stiff, right, that means that Jack 10 were over here. And the ace and queen will now take them. If this was King Doubleton, then we were good to go anyways. But when he shows out, we discovered that we have indeed made the right play. And now we can pull the remaining clubs with the queen and the ace. These 4 are good, and eventually we'll come back to our hand to collect the ace and king of hearts. Right, making an over trick. Our next hand, there is a section in Chapter 5 that Blackwood's Play with the Hand. That's where we've gotten these hands, and that's from the long out of print book that no one's ever really wanted to redo or reprint. It's a massive book, and the hands that we've taken from this book are just a fraction that are in there on every topic of play you can imagine. That said, there are a special it's got to be almost 10 pages, maybe not that many, of Blackwood discussing 9 never, 8 ever. 8 ever, 9 never. You know the slogan, right? The little nursery rhyme. When you have 9 cards in a suit and you are missing the queen, just play for the drop. Play the ace, ace, and play the king. Look at our spade suit here, right? Knowing nothing else about this hand, right? The answer to how do we play to finesse the queen, or do we play to drop the queen? You have just a couple percentage points that will tell you play for the drop, right? Because the queen is either doubleton, it could be singleton. Play for the drop. It's just enough to make it worth the percentage play to play the ace and the king. But that's only when you don't know anything else about the hands. As soon as you know anything else about the hands, the percentages become different. And in Blackwood's mind, the percentages are completely different if you are playing with hand-dealt hands as opposed to computer-dealt hands. Anyways, it's quite the read, fun to read. I recommend it. But for our purposes, we just have one hand dealing with it today. But right now, we're looking at this hand and we see a 9-card suit missing the queen. So playing this trump suit, we would play the ace and we would play the king. And that would be the correct play. But as soon as you know something about the hand, the percentages are no longer the same. And so if I show you the auction, we see that West started with 7 hearts. And that alone means you should not play for the drop. You should play to finesse the hand, finesse the queen in East's hand. Think of it this way. West has 7 hearts. He only has 6 cards, which could hold the queen of spades. East has 13 cards that could hold the Queen of Spades, right? So that's a huge difference in the percentages. So as we play this, I assume they'll play over to east. Not sure what we'll get back, though. They're going to make it easy for us. So now the only issue is going to be, what do we do with the spades? Right? If we knew nothing else about the hand, we play for the drop, the ace and the king playing for the drop. But knowing that West has 6 empty spaces to hold the queen, and East has 13 spaces, minus what he's just played, to hold the queen, you play the finesse. And this is the percentage play now, right? It doesn't take much to upset that percentage. And here, it completely upset the percentage, right? Had to be there. And of course, we have all the trump out and the ace, king, queen of diamonds, so we can claim. So we get to 3 no trump and get presumably a linked lead in spades. We have, which will give us 3 spade tricks to go along with 3 heart tricks for 6. No other top tricks. And it would seem as though, well, I mean, we have a 5-2 in diamonds missing ace, queen. We have a 6-2 in clubs, so probably makes more sense to work on the clubs. But wise to note the high cards we're missing: the ace, the jack, the 10, and the 9. Now what we're going to be working on, what we're moving into, is some ideas of using what we learned about promotion, right, growing up tricks, along with our suit establishment. Let's take a look at this spades club suit, because it's really critical. Yeah, so they're going to let us hold it. We have 2 more spades coming. Makes sense with king, queen to come back to your hand and lead at it. Certainly nothing wrong with that. But look carefully at these cards that we're holding, right? Ace, jack, 10, 9. So I'm going to start with the 3. And when they play the 10, does it make sense to play the queen? Or does it make sense to just let him hold the trick? Remember, we want to promote our cards, our 8, our 7, our 6, and they've got mostly high cards out, right? Ace, jack, 10, 9, and the 5, I guess. So if there happens to be a high card over here, right, we will have gotten them to play 2 clubs, 2 of the high clubs, on the 2 and 3. So the East works again on the spade suit, cutting us down to 1 stopper there. And now we can lead up to the king, queen again. And now we would love to see the ace come. No, but this time we're good to play the queen because the ace might be here, right? So now only one of the clubs, high clubs, is left, the 9 of clubs, which will fall under the king along with the other 3. They finally finish clearing out that suit, and we can go up here and claim all the clubs and give them a diamond. So you can see here, look what we did in that club suit. They have the 10, 5, 10, the 8, jack, 9. And we were able to, right, we played the 3, they played the 10, and we let them have it, right? We didn't try to take the 10. If we had done so, they could have played the ace to take it, right? And then they would have had jack, 9 behind us, and we were never going to set that suit up. Okay, so on this hand, we're back in 3 no trump. We haven't had any slams today. This must be the first week ever with no slams. Back in 3 no trump, we have 3 times 2 ace kings, right? Ace king, ace king, ace king. 6 tricks. And we need to find 3 more elsewhere. Clubs are not going to be able to be played enough times, right? Even if they're breaking favorable, we can't get there. So our only hope is the heart suit. Now I think the wise move here is to lead at the king of hearts to start with. That way, if West happens to go up with the ace, if he has it, then we'll still have a lead to the king. We can get back to our hands and should be able to get some action. Let's try it. He does go up. There goes the 9. We'll go ahead and take the ace and play the king of hearts. 7-4, and so now we can cross back to the diamond. We're going to lose one now. East continues a heart. Sorry, continues with the diamond. We play the 10, which is now high, and can play the 5. And we still have the king of spades for a trick. Now, that's all fine and good. That was pretty interesting. But watch this. Let's say that this is a harder choice for us. Let's say that when we lead up to the king, that West does not play the ace, but instead ducks. So, not saying that the robot was wrong or right, but here we'll grab the king, and then we lead back, right? There's the 9. So all we're missing is the ace, queen, 8. We lead back, and here's where the interesting choice comes. Should we cover this, or should we just let him have it? Now, if this is a doubleton ace, right, then we are in great shape. If we play the 10 and the ace covers it, we have no way to lead back at that missing queen. So if we let him have it, now we're good to go. We can play the diamond, lead the jack to the queen, and the 10 is high. And once again, we can score our tricks. Setting up the 5, getting the king of spades. So I hope you can see the elements of promotion that are going on in here. We're watching carefully at the high cards, much like we did in the first few weeks of this series. We're aware that we have the king, the jack, the 10. They have the ace, the queen, the 9, right? They have the ace, queen, 9, 8. And these spots are starting to play a big role in how we play the hand. Our slam, 6 spades, and we have an 11-card spade suit. Only 3 outside aces, though, so we can count 6 spades and 3 aces. That's 9. We can get 2 diamond roughs, so that's 11. So we're looking only for one more trick. And obviously, that winning trick needs to be in hearts. And when we get that trick, we can throw away a club, and then that will be all that matters. So we need a winner in hearts to throw away the loser in clubs. We can rough our losers in diamonds. We start off the hand this way. With an 11-card suit, we probably don't want to get roughed. Yeah, so that takes care of that. Now look at the heart suit, and look in particular at the honors and high spots, right? We're missing the king and we're missing the jack. This 10-9 is a really important play, really important sequence to have. Let's start with the 4, and when they both follow, the worst they can be is 5-1, right? But of that 5-1, they have the king and the jack, and we have the queen 10-9. So we're going to use that 9 right now. And even when they show out here, meaning this guy has started with 5, right? All they have to win this trick, they have to use the jack. And when they do that, all they'll have left is the king, and we'll have the queen 9. And because we have no hearts left, we'll be able to take advantage of that and get our winning trick. So we will play low here. He can win, and he leads back the 10 of diamonds, which will ruff, and we can lay down the queen, right? Take your king. And he doesn't even bother. He knows the score. We can pitch away our club, and now the hand is over, right? We just needed the 1 card. Cross ruff over here and cross ruff back, and now we can claim. So we're playing with this ace queen 10 9 versus the king jack, and even when the east holds the hand with the king jack, it doesn't matter, right? We're going to be able to promote, mostly because this 10 9, right? This queen 10 9 king jack, we just have more than they do, right? We have 4 of the top 6, they have 2 of the top 6. We win. Just a matter of playing them in the correct order to make sure that you bring that contract home. So we'll work some more on this type of play next week, and we have a few more, maybe a month at least after that, maybe 2. Haven't looked yet. But appreciate it, and please come back again. Like and subscribe. I appreciate your help. Thanks. Bye.